To attach the dummy to the cake board, we need to put some melted chocolate, white chocolate or dark chocolate, doesn't matter. Some melted chocolate onto the cake board. This in effect will act like a glue. So you can just put the dummy on top of the cake board and that will secure the cake board and the dummy together. For some added weight, you can just put a can of anything really. This is just a can of chickpeas. So it just keeps the dummy in place so the chocolate will attach to the dummy properly. And then you can go on and start decorating the dummy. I've got some piping bag and some buttercream in it, and I'm just going to pipe strands of buttercream all around the dummy. I feel like this is the easiest way you can cover the cake because it's mess free, that is for a fact. And by having the piping bag ready like this, it just makes sure that you have an even layer of buttercream all around your dummy, or if it's a real cake, you can use the same techniques. So go round and round until you cover the whole of the cake or the dummy. Now take a spatula and smooth the strands of buttercream just roughly onto the cake. Now get a scraper. I like to use this plastic scraper because it's lightweight and it's really easy to work with on our signature buttercream. Just gently apply even pressure and you can just keep smoothing one side at a time. So that is the easiest way to do it. You need to place the scraper at a right angle, so perpendicular to the cake. So it's not slanting, it's perpendicular. So that will make sure that you will get a straight cake and not a slanting one. And keep going all around the cake slowly, one section at a time. Take your time with this. Smoothing the cake, I feel like it's the most difficult skill to acquire and it comes with practice. So I promise that it will get better and better as you practice more. And buttercream plays such a huge part when you cover a cake. So this is the signature buttercream that I'm using now, and the properties of a signature buttercream is that it's very glossy, it's really stable, and it's really velvety. So it gives you that smooth, polished look without any air holes or air bubbles in it. So that is the benefit of using our signature buttercream for covering the cake. So as you can see, I'm just working in sections, taking my time slowly. I know you see these Instagram videos where everything is done so quickly. I promise you will get to that stage, but when you see it in real time, it's slowly, and if you keep a steady hand and take your time, that is when you get really amazing results. Make sure that every time you smooth, you take off the excess in a bowl like I'm doing. And now the top of the cake, you can do exactly the same. Take off the chickpea can, and now the added weight of the buttercream on the side of the cake, that's enough to keep the dummy in place. So you can just put some buttercream on the top and you can smooth it. Again, take your time here and do in sections. All we need is a rough coverage at this point because we are going to make a watercolor cake. So we will be adding more layers. Now I'm going to add different shades of green onto the cake. This is like a darker shade of green. For dark green, I always prefer adding blue and yellow. So the two colors, blue and yellow, gives green color. And if you want really dark green, the easiest way to achieve it is by adding a little bit of blue and a little bit of yellow than the green gel color. If I want a lighter green, I would just add a little bit of green gel color. Just a small tip. Once you've put some green, just take your cake smoother again and gently apply pressure. So you smooth it onto the cake. The watercolor cake or having different shades of any color, the key is not to over mix it. So you need to be gentle and smooth the cake, smooth the buttercream onto the cake gently without over mixing it so that you lose the color. That would be the only thing I would be mindful about. So if you over smooth it, meaning that you go on and on smoothing it, that is when you lose the colors and it becomes one sort of green, or you lose the individual colors. So as you can see, I'm smoothing it but not overdoing it. I'm smoothing it 1 or 2 times at each color, and then that's it. All you need is a rough finish because it's a palette knife painted abstract watercolor sort of cake. So you need that different colors to stand out and not merge as one. Do the same on the top of the cake as well. So I'm just applying different shades of green on the top of the cake as well. And again, take your scraper and gently smooth the top of the cake. Make sure that you keep your scraper always flat onto the cake. That will make sure that you're not creating a dome-shaped cake, but actually it's quite flat. So it's always the angle of the scraper, and I feel like if it's a lightweight scraper like this plastic one, it really helps to manage the angle and the pressure you apply on the cake. That's the watercolor cake done. Hope you enjoyed the tutorial.